probably know where it's coming from. We have this referendum in England going on. But before going to that, I would look at the American flags and remind myself and everybody who's listening to the start is a state in the Union. So somehow for more than 240 years, people in the United States, in each particular state actually, want to enjoy the benefit to be united with other states. And was that always that way? No, it was not that way. Back hundreds of years ago, when people's education and basic principle, understanding of principle at that time were hugely different. California has become a 31st state in the Union on September 9, 1851. It's taken a year to decide either accept California into the speech or not, into the Union or not, and on which conditions. Why it takes so long? In that particular time, it was 30 union in the state. Half of them were pro-slavery and against slavery. So California would break a tie there, and they still will accept it, and in the United States move on, and you know the history. We don't have slavery, we decided to divide all these differences, live through it. So go back to today's era. Today's era, we have a state connected in Europe, and it's called European Union. I used to live 27 years in Europe. I know from beginning how this Europe was existent, how it was divided between communist sphere of interest and socialist state and free world, you know, and I see all these dynamics. My friends were actually my classmates that I was sitting on the same chair like we are, were on the tanks on Berlin, on Warsaw, on all this division wall, and everything collapsed, all the system repeated. Union of European countries were born in a long-term negotiation, and seems to be that everything was going just fine until last week. People of Great Britain, on 1% different, decided, oh, we don't want to enjoy this anymore. We want to go all separate way. And when we're talking about complex stuff like this for average people or below average people, as those people who we hardly ever we mention in our speeches, it's completely difficult to understand complexity of this and find a peace of mind with this. So in order to understand all these pictures of complexity of European Union, we want to go to something more simplistic that each of us understand who actually been in a school or high school on that part of the level. In each class that we go to school, you have 20% people who were the best grade, 20% who would have a worst grade, and something in the middle. Apparently 60%. Yeah. And it's almost never in the history of high school or something that you would grab this particular 20% of best people and put in one class and grab another 20% of the worst people, put another class and combine with the other worst performer and create a single unit from them. It's hardly ever been done. But it actually was done in my school when I was in school, and my mother happened to be a teacher in that school. The Soviet Union was famous for this lunatic ideas, wherever someone waking up, and he can do whatever experiment with people he wants. And so my principal was just one of them, and decided, oh, we're gonna put all this worst of the worst, and put one class and everything. It was not class, it was disaster. My mom in that particular time was 35 years a teacher in school, he cannot handle it. Why are we talking about this? Because the same parallel are in the countries. You have countries in European Union that were highly developed democratic values. England, first parliament meet together in 1240. Hundreds of years of democracy. Germany was the same way. France was the same way. You know, a lot of countries were exactly the same way, like similar to this way, until communists came and they destroyed entire, you know, democracy process from that point. With no democracy, no freedom, no economic, no nothing, collapse here. Romania, Poland, Albania, half of Yugoslavia, all these countries were highly undeveloped, you know. With the proper management of European Union, Poland makes significant progress in economical development. You know, and nowadays, you know, United England deserving this union of the countries, and is potentially deserving other countries. They don't see benefit why American people see benefit of staying together. So it was pretty much sitting on my mind for the entire week, and I was thinking about this. And democracy works that way. You know, Adolf Hitler was elected to the power in a democratic way. And in that time, there was check and balances with this. They have pretty much the same system like every country in this. But it was not enough for them power. What he did, he created one referendum, he created another referendum, he get rid of the check and balances. What he started doing right away was securing, you know, all this opposition. And I don't want to explain how badly it's happened. So referendums are good or not good. You know, we have elected government, and then we have on top of that referendums. And when majority people would decide what to do with the country, those majority people will need to be well informed, and the lacking of this one type of propaganda, the moment it's happening, you know, outcome might be catastrophic. So, and on that thing, you know, I want to finalize my speech about why do we stay united. We stay united for a reason. We stay united in the families, although there is no one family would be equal income. There's no one family where two people would be equal strengths. It will be not family where equal, you know, capacities for any kind. There's always difference, but we choose to stay united in the family. We choose to stay united in our group, working group. We choose to stay united today here because it's bringing us to higher level. And somehow British workers said, "Oh, we don't want to be united with other people because we are superior. Let's see how we're going to work for them." Thank you very much for your attention.